My name's Laura Karate, and I am the founder of Path of Tantra. I have been studying and practicing for the last 2 decades in yoga, meditation, tantra, and self-inquiry. And I created this methodology as a kind of pushback against something that I saw really was quite prevalent in spiritual environments, spiritual communities. And that was a kind of negation of reality in the way that I saw it. So in many places, we were taught to meditate, we were taught to move energy, we were taught to relate in ways that just supposed that we didn't have any kind of negativity left in our systems. It's like, okay, sit down and meditate and clear your head of thoughts. Or, relate, but you shouldn't have any jealousy or any insecurity or any hang-ups about your body or any competition. Move the energy and you should be able to move it up easily. And what I experienced in my own study was that I wasn't able to do any of those things without first opening an investigation as to why it wasn't happening in the first place. I couldn't just sit down and clear my mind of thoughts, but what I could do was to open an investigation about the nature of those thoughts. Why were they coming? Why were they so insistent? Why did they orbit around the same things? What was their origin? And the same thing happened with the energy. Well, if I couldn't get it to go up, why did it keep going down? And the same thing with relating. Well, if I couldn't stop having jealousy, and if I couldn't stop being insecure or being competitive or being why not? What was there holding those behaviors that I consciously didn't like, and didn't want to continue in place? And this opened to me a whole sphere of miraculous wonder around what it is to be a human being, because that is a cool fucking thing to be. Human beings are complete. We have all manner and sort of experience and feeling and thought and disposition. And for me, it was only when I was able to really move as a whole that things started to change in my life. The thing is, we need to respect our humanity. We need to give it the energy, the attention, and the study that we would give any other external subject or source. Because actually, it's one of the most fascinating things that ever existed. And this is the impulse behind this course. This course is a place for us to learn about ourselves. I believe that all of us come into existence as this wild, raw, vibrant, magnificent creature. And over time, because of conditionings, because of beliefs, because of external forces and pressures, we end up diminishing the scope and the scale and the impact of that magnificent creature to like just what's okay and what's acceptable and what mommy likes and what gets me likes on Instagram and whatever other thing, right? And that is not only a brutal injustice to us on an individual level, but it actually robs humanity of our valid and total contribution. that it's not just us that suffer because we are smaller than we could be, because we are less full and vibrant and rich and whole than we could be, but everybody suffers because of it. And the only way that I know to move toward that is through understanding and accepting all of who I am. We can't accept anything that we don't know. It's not possible. If I just say, I accept that I have a shadow but I don't know what the hell that shadow is, my acceptance is going to be worth exactly nothing, because I don't actually accept it, because I don't see it. I don't know it. I haven't investigated it. And investigating these pieces of myself allow them air and space and possibility to reconnect me with unknown parts of myself, so that I can go integrating until I reach this wondrous state that is my truth, that is who I really am. And so in this course, our objective is nothing less than that. So we're going to use the sexual energy, because the sexual energy, in my understanding, in my studies, is that basic vital force that carries us on a wave into this incarnation. It is everything. It has everything to do with who we really are. So we're going to use the sexual energy as a point of study. But it's not just that. We're going to study all of the different things that take away from this totality. All of these things that we haven't allowed ourselves to be, that we haven't allowed ourselves to do, so that we can work toward our own fullness, toward really, really showing up for our own lives, being unapologetic in who we are. So it's a 10-week extravaganza that's going to include conceptual pieces. It's going to include physical pieces, body work, so different kinds of yoga, different kinds of breath, different kinds of movement. It's also going to include amazing guest star teachers that I am so excited to have been able to bring in. And it's going to include a lot of self-study. So worksheets and things that you can do on your own, so that we're all moving together toward this same and very individual revelation. And the last thing that this course is going to include is a community. Because, oh my God, do we need it right now? And we can't do it alone. I've been doing group work for the last 10 years, and I realized that all of the individual work that I did up until a certain point could only bring me so far. That actually there was something about working with the energy of a group that ends up being more than the total of all its parts. The sum ends up being much greater. So it is going to be a really beautiful opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I really hope you join us, because it's going to be a hell of a thing.